Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fantastic today. So this morning for our reading, we are going to be reading the book that we talked about yesterday that had to do with a bake sale. Remember? We talked about if anybody has been to one before or bought something from one. And so today's story, we're going to talk about a boy and the bake sale. Okay, so you follow along on your screens, which you'll be able to see it's on Raz Kids. Okay, and we will do this. Okay, so it'll be on here, and you're going to click on the read. Okay, so you can follow along right here on the screen. All right. So if you want to go on, that's fine. If not, we can all look at it right here. Okay. So it says Bake Sale, written by Nora Bautas. Our question that we're going to remember today, right here, we're going to come back to it, is what is Billy's problem and how does he solve it? Next page. Okay, we're going to have some words that we need to know or that we're going to learn today. And we'll talk about those later. But we have bake sale, broken, fixed, tarts, treats, and upset. Have any of you guys ever been upset before? Yeah, it is a feeling that a lot of us don't like to have, but it happens, right? It's a feeling. And we know that treats are things that we eat. You may have never heard of tarts before, but we're going to talk about that in the story. So stay tuned. Go ahead. We're going to go to the next page. Okay, it says, one day, Mac and Tosh were reading, and Billy came along. Good morning, Billy, Tosh said. You look upset, Mac said. Oh, look, there's our word. That's one of our words that was just on the last page, upset, okay? And also, what have we talked about when we see these little lines beside the word good and beside the word Billy? We've been talking about those in our small groups this week. Does anybody in our breakout rooms, does anybody remember what that's called? Elisha, what is it called? Yes, good. It's called the quotation mark. And remember that quotation marks are when people are talking. It shows when our voices are being used in a story. Okay, so Tosh is saying, good morning, and Mac is saying, you look upset. So we're going to go to the next page and see what happens. It says, my bike is broken, Billy said. Oh no, Tosh replied. I don't have enough money to get it fixed, Billy sighed. Tosh said, Mac, we must help Billy fix his bike. So Mac and Tosh are the trees, and Billy is the boy, and he's really sad. That's why he was upset. Why was he upset? This is the time where the kids will be saying the answers. Yes, good. Yes. He doesn't have enough money to get his bike fixed, and he's sad about that. He's upset. Next page. Don't be upset, Billy. I have an idea, Max said. Look, he's talking the whole time here, and we're using our what? Yes, our quotation marks right here and right here, the beginning and the end of where he talked. And we also have our word again, upset. Next page. Oh, actually, I almost forgot. Look, here's another word. What was that word? That word was
idea,
idea. Okay. Idea is another one of our vocabulary words to know for this week or for this book. It says, we can have a bake sale, he added. Mac started making signs. Mac put the signs up all over town. Now, can trees normally make signs? Can they color and talk and have eyes? No. No, they don't. But in the story, they're being very good helpers. Remember, the story is fiction, which means it's not true, but it still tells us good lessons. They're the morals of the story. So, Mac, the tree, is making the signs. Do we have any? Is he talking at all on this page? No, that's correct. He is not talking. Our next page says, Tosh started picking apples and baking. Tosh baked many yummy apple treats. Yummy. I love apples. I love apple pie. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. Have you? Awesome. That's great. That's a good connection to make. We're making our story connection to something in our real lives. Next page, page 10 says, people bought apple pies. People bought applesauce. Yummy. Lots of different things you can make with apples. People bought apple jams. People bought apple tarts. There's another one of our words. And look, on this one, we are going to highlight it. And you can listen to it again later if you're still learning and you forgot what it's called or how you say it. You can listen to it.
tarts,
Tarts. And this word means, well, it loads. The word tart is a noun, and this is a picture of it. The screen isn't fully loading, but a tart is a sweet dessert with the flavor of whatever is in it, and some cream and cream cheese, and they're very flavorful. They're almost like a mini pie that you can eat, okay, with whatever fruit. But today's fruit is apples. Next page. Soon, they had enough money for Billy to fix his bike. Thanks, Mac and Tosh, Billy said. Apples rule, he added. So he's talking again, and what is he saying to him? To the trees? Yeah, he's saying thank you. Good, right? Okay, so that is the end of our story. And look, there's the dogs at the end of the story here. We're going to go back to page 1, or page 1, and look at our focus question. So I want us to think about this again, and we're going to do it when we do breakout rooms, okay? Our question that we're going to come around, so be thinking about it with your thinking partners, it was, what is Billy's problem? Okay, and how does he solve it? So how does Billy fix the problem that happens in the story? Remember, every story that you read has a problem and it has a solution. And we can go back and see how it was solved. All right. So what we're going to do is, I know some of you guys have been working on independent worksheets. Well, not like group work worksheets. And some of you guys have been working with me with vocabulary. And some of you have been going ahead and just listening to the book again. Okay, so for those of you that know whose group is whose, go ahead and get on to your book reading or listening or to your quiz. Okay, so if you are the ones doing the quiz, so Elijah, Ariana, and so forth, you guys, your group, you're gonna do The first 5 questions. Remember, if you forget what one of the words means, you can listen to it. Right? Number 1 says,
What is the problem in the story?
right, what is the problem in the story? Okay. And they're going to give you the options, remember? And you're going to go through these questions. When you're all done, I want you to also talk, remember that this is actually your focus question. So we're going to talk about what is the problem in the story, talk with your group, and I'll be in there shortly so that we can discuss what the problem is and how it got fixed, okay? If you get done early, you can do the worksheet on here in your Google Classroom that goes along with it. And it's adding quotation marks to the things that were said in the story, okay? And then if you are with me, we're going to be doing we're going to read the story again, and we're going to be able to see all of the vocabulary words, our words to know, and learn more about what those mean. We're going to play a little game with that. And then if you're in the other group, you are going to begin your worksheets, okay? And your worksheets are going to have the steps to what happened in the story. So if you remember, we did this last time. Once I'm gonna come to your group first. So you're gonna be, I'll wait and you'll be able to talk about what the problem was in the story. And then we will see if we all come to the same answer in our group. And then you're gonna write out the steps of how the problem was solved, okay? We'll show you real quick. Again, this will be on your Google Classroom where you can fill it out. And it looks like this. There you go. Right here. There. Okay, so it's going to be this page on your screen, and you'll be able to find it and type on where it needs to go, or you can write if you have your iPad with your finger, that's fine. So you are going to write problem. We're going to write that right there. There's 4 boxes for our steps, and we're going to do this together. And then, well, we're going to talk about it together, and then you're going to do it. Okay? And then finally, you're going to write the solution here, and we'll talk about it all at the end again. I'll come back to your group, and we'll see how we did, okay? So I want this to be your focus the whole time. And for your group, you're going to make sure that you're writing complete sentences and that you're remembering your punctuation, right? Your periods and your complete thoughts, okay? So go ahead. I'll have you guys break out in your groups and you will be able to get started. If you're with me, stick around and we will begin.